Okay, hello. Welcome back to Moments with Millie Pod. It's been a minute. Life has been crazy for me. However, we're so back. And hopefully we're going to be a little bit more consistent from here on out. Oh, here's Naomi. You may notice that we've added a video feature. Not decided on whether it's going to be on Spotify. I don't know if I know how to do that. But it may be on YouTube and or social media. So this was highly requested by a couple of people, so you're welcome. However, I will not be getting all dressed up to record because the likeliness of me recording is a lot less if I have to do that. As you know, if you listened to the last episode, I am moving back to Ohio. And that big move is actually happening 33 days from when I'm recording this. And I'm so excited, guys. A lot of people, when I've told them about this big decision, they're like, why would you leave Miami? You know, like, to go back to Ohio, you know, it seems so cool. You seem so happy there. And let me just reiterate, social media is not reality. It's so fake. And while I try to be as authentic on there as possible, of course, I love highlighting the happy points of my life. Everybody does, right? And I don't do it so that everybody else thinks I'm so happy. I do it because I like to view my life through a romanticized lens. And to me, my social media is kind of like a little digital diary for me to do that. I think that's literally in my bio, or at least it used to be. It says like, welcome to my digital diary, and that's really how I view it. So yes, there have been some insanely happy moments here, and I'm so grateful for my time here, but there's also been some really fucking hard moments here. And hard moments when you're away from your family and you're away from your long-term friends are even harder. And on top of that, to be honest, I think Miami has an extremely toxic culture, and most people know that. Everything is focused on looks here. It's very hustle culture. A lot of relationships are superficial and or transactional. And I've still found good ones, but, you know, that is still a fact based on my experiences. And it's also extremely expensive. And I love what I do, and I want to keep doing it. So I'm going to move where I'm able to do that and where I'm able to do that at my fullest, which for me is Ohio at this point in my life. I've already started packing, not because I have to, but because I want to. Also, I want to lightly touch on why there was such a drought in the content I was making. Honestly, I think that, you know, so many aspects of my life require creativity, right? Millie, the label, my jewelry company does. This podcast obviously does. And, you know, a lot of my hobbies do as well. And for me, I find that when times are hard, my creativity is stifled. And that's definitely how I felt. So the last couple months have been harder. And obviously, Millie, the label, is my every day, every second, every hour job, and I can't afford for my creativity to be stifled when it comes to my business. So that is where all of my energy went, even though I was having sort of a creative block during that time. So essentially, I poured all of my creativity into that and didn't really have any left over for the podcast over the past couple months. So thank you for sticking with me. At the end of the day, this is a hobby for me, and I absolutely love it, and it's something I've been wanting to do for so long. But currently, it is not generating any income, so it is lower than other things on my to-do list, right? So, I do feel, though, that when I move home, I will have a lot more time and energy to put towards this, and I'm really excited about that. And also, the 1-year anniversary is coming up. It's in December, and maybe something exciting is coming with that. I don't know. Okay, so let's get into the actual title of this episode, which I haven't fully decided on yet. However, it will be something along the lines of my daily routine in Miami as a 23-year-old business owner. I figured it would be fun to talk about my routine before I move, and it totally changes, both for me to remember, and maybe this will be enjoyable for you guys. I enjoy hearing about other people's routines, so since I have kind of an unconventional job and lifestyle, and just life in general, maybe this will be cool for you guys. So, as I've said multiple times on this podcast, I live in Miami, Florida, and I run my business, Millie the Label, a jewelry company that I started a little over 5 years ago from home. So you would know this if you are also a business owner, but we work all the time. Aw, Naomi just brought me a pet mouse. You're so cute, baby. I'm sorry I yelled at you earlier when you were being really annoying. If you're a business owner, you understand this. I think about my business and I am working at least 1 minute out of every hour that I am conscious forever. And a lot of times it's way more than just 1 minute of the hour. So I don't sit down at a desk from 9 to 5 every day and work. Honestly, that format doesn't work for me. It never has. And that was a big reason for why I started what I do and why I continue to work at it, because I don't want to work a corporate 9 to 5. I'm just not made for that, to be honest. So it might sound like I'm not working that well. You know what? Whatever. I'm like portraying my imposter syndrome into this, so let's just get into it. Let's start on Monday mornings. Was today a Monday? Yes. So recently, this is what my routine in Miami as a 23-year-old small business owner has looked like. Monday morning, I wake up around 10 a.m. This morning, it was 11 a.m. To give you full context, I normally go to bed like between 1 or 2. I've been trying to get closer to 1, but I am definitely a night owl. It is actually 12:30 a.m. right now as I'm recording this. So I get about 8-9 hours of sleep. I'm just later in the schedule than most people, you could say. So I wake up at 10. Lately, I've been trying not to drink coffee, like not have coffee be the first thing that enters my system. So I will go eat a granola bar, little something to tie me over, and then I will pull out my laptop and I'll go work in my lovely living room because it is super cute and colorful, and we have floor-to-ceiling windows, and Miami sun just shines in my house all day, and it is absolutely lovely. So I like to work from this specific chair that swivels. It's like it's fuzzy. It has cute throw pillows on it. One is a seashell pillow. This is going to be really detailed, if you can't already tell. And I like to work on that. So then after an hour of doing work on my laptop, normally it's something creative when I first wake up. The creative juices are flowing, so I am working on maybe something in Canva, whether it's a pitch deck for a new collection, it's a graphic for our ambassadors program we just started, it's a social media post, it's something for the website, something like that. Then I'll make my coffee. Recently, I've been making it at home to save money. I normally let myself buy a coffee or matcha like once a week. So every other day I'm making it from home. So I have these coffee grounds that are vanilla flavored from Trader Joe's. Very good. The package is like silver and pinkish. I have that, and then my roommate has an espresso machine that she lets me use. So I'll use the grounds to make that. And we have this really adorable little coffee bar table in our apartment as well that I love my apartment. I'm going to miss it for sure. But I'll make it in that. And I'll do like 10 ounces on the rich setting. Okay, then I stick it in the fridge because I'm not a hot coffee girl. So I stick it in the fridge, and then I go back to work on my laptop, a little bit more developing whatever creative thing I was working on, right? Fast forward like an hour, coffee's ready. It's about 12:30 p.m. I put some ice in it. It's not hot anymore. And then I add my favorite creamer, which is the brown sugar oat creamer from Trader Joe's also. Sometimes I add a little oat milk as well. Okay, then I will take things in my room because I have a desk set up here in my room. And I might have a meeting. I normally have anywhere from 2 to 4 meetings a week. And those are either with my interns, I have 3 of them currently, or somebody I'm collaborating with for the brand, or these are rare, but sometimes somebody will reach out to me just for like business advice or kind of a mentorship type role, and we'll do that. Also, I'll do like professional networking meetings with other business owners as well. Anything of that sort. But I normally will have a meeting. I either have them at like 12 or 2 with my interns, and then with the person I'm currently collaborating with, it's more in the evening around 5 or 6. So let's say I have a meeting at 12. Get on that meeting, drink my coffee. I am basically, how it works with my interns is I have one for social media and digital marketing. I have one that is kind of like overseeing production of everything. I've had her for a year. She's amazing. And then I have another one who is the newest to the team, and she just kind of fills in wherever I need her. She's always willing to help, and they are all amazing. So I normally meet with my social media and digital marketing intern early in the week, and we will plan out the posts for the week. So right now on Millie the Label, we are trying to post every single day, except we take Sundays off. And her and I work together to think up ideas of what we want to do for that week. So depending on what's coming up, if there's a pop-up, we're going to do a graphic advertising that. If there's like a cool reel idea, we'll do that. We do day in the life reels. We do obviously photos of the jewelry. We do like style guides, gift guides. We do fun little edits like what's in my bag, or game day outfits for when Ohio State has their game days, using our game day collection we came out with last August. Endless possibilities. So we plan that out, right? And then I, in the meeting, go along with my day. By this point, I'm normally pretty hungry, so go back to the kitchen. And lately, I've been eating 2 eggs and a smoothie and toast if I'm feeling extra hungry for breakfast. I don't really like eggs. However, it's a good way to get in my protein, and I haven't been loving eating meat lately, so I've been eating eggs a lot more. For the smoothie, I have 2 recipes I alternate between. One is newer. One is my classic. The classic one is frozen blueberries, frozen spinach, oat milk, honey, peanut butter, and frozen banana. Honorable mentions that you can add in are flaxseed, chia seeds, oats. You can do almond butter. You can add in some frozen apple. I'll do that sometimes, or strawberries or berries, but that's the base. Okay. Second one, which is newer, is I like to call it my Shrek smoothie because it turns out really green and kind of fun looking. The Shrek smoothie is frozen pineapple, spinach, banana, oat milk. Done. So depending if I'm feeling a more like, is pineapple a citrus? I feel like it gives citrus vibes. That, or a more like basic blueberry antioxidant. I guess all fruits have antioxidants, but do you get what I mean? Okay, do that. Okay, that's my lunch, and I try to eat the eggs really fast before I think about it because the texture kind of grosses me out. And then I sip the smoothie. Sometimes the toast helps with that. I'll alternate like 2 bites of eggs and then a bite of toast, and that's how I get through it. I'm imagining my mom laughing at me for like how specific this is right now. Okay. Next. Then like what do I do? Oh, then I get ready for the day around 1:30. this is late and I recognize that and I would like this to be better, but I'm being realistic here. So then I go and I brush my teeth, wash my face, put on real-ish clothes, kind of like loungewear, but just not pajama pants. And then I come back to my desk. Here's when I package orders and do stuff that's not necessarily looking at my screen. So maybe it's like taking inventory, which I need to do. I haven't done that in a minute. Or making items that need to be made to fulfill orders or that we're running low on. Or it's organizing stuff, that sort of thing. Okay, then I normally get back to the online stuff. So I'm checking on Instagram, making sure I'm answering any customer DMs or DMs from my team, looking for ideas, surfing Pinterest for some creative direction, going to the post office if necessary to post those orders. I normally am done around 6 p.m. give or take. Okay, cool. This is essentially what Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday looks for me. However, depending on what my workout schedule is for the week, I will throw in a workout class. I used to go to a noon hot yoga class 2 to 3 times a week, so I would do that. And then essentially I would just like push back stuff and work a little later in the day. Or something I love to do is work from like 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. I get like a late night burst of creativity, which is kind of interesting. So I'll also do that. Or sometimes I'll take like a Friday off and then I'll work on Sunday because sometimes I normally work on like the weekends anyways. Okay, so here's what varies throughout the week. On Tuesdays, I do product photography. So I will pick out whatever jewelry pieces are speaking to me and I'll get really creative and find a way to photograph them in my home. So like today was Monday, but I was feeling a little extra creative, so I decided to do it. And I wanted some fall-ish colors, some fall-ish photos. So I took these dried roses I had and I took apart the petals and I photographed the melted heart earrings on them. Last week I took a bunch of ice and put it in a glass bowl and I put some pieces on that to show how they're waterproof and non-tarnish. And yeah, honestly, like I love photography and I've gotten pretty good at it from doing it for the past 5 years for the jewelry business, and it's really fun for me to do. Thursdays right now is when I normally meet with my production intern and I kind of just update her. We're planning events, we're working on merch, we're planning the next collection. We just launched our ambassadors program, which is a program for Ohio State students to receive free jewelry in exchange for creating social media content. Super cool. And I wish I could have my phone to look at my schedule right now, but it's recording. That is essentially my week. Right now on Monday evenings, I've been meeting with the person I'm collaborating with. More info to come on that. More info to come soon about that. Sorry guys, I know this is a little bit all over the place, but I'm pretty sure I have ADHD and I have no medication for it. So bear with me. Okay, let's get into the evenings. So for my well-being, try to work out 6 days a week. For a while I was doing hot yoga and I was doing it 9 times a week at points, meaning Mondays and Wednesdays I would take an hour and 15-minute hot power yoga class and then an hour and 15-minute hot yin yoga class immediately after. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would do like a hot slow flow. Thursdays, I would double that up with a beginner hot yoga flow. Fridays, I would do a hour hot power yoga. Saturday, I would do a mix between a power and a hot slow flow. And then Sunday, I would do a hot yin yoga. This is crazy. Looking back, I do not think that was healthy. I think I was using that as a way to distract myself from all the crazy shit I had going on in my life that I didn't want to think about. But I got in really good shape, and I got really good at yoga, and I made a lot of friends. So that's cool. But looking back, I'm like, was that a little bit addictive? Maybe. I don't know if we need to do like 110 degree heated workouts 9 times a week. That's just literal insanity. So I recognized that, and I needed some space. So now I mix it up. For example, last week I did aerial yoga on Monday. It was my first time ever trying that. Really cool. Tuesday I did a hot Pilates class. Wednesday, I went on a mile run and then stumbled upon a free yoga class in the park. Thursday, I went on a 3-mile walk. Friday, I did a yoga sculpt class. Saturday, I had off. And Sunday, I did a vinyasa reset hot yoga class, which was like half power yoga and half yin yoga. So yeah, it's a mix of hot yoga, Pilates, and running and walking, essentially. Like I said, once a week, I will let myself buy coffee instead of making it at home. Recently, I've actually really been into matcha lately, though. So on the weekends or sometimes on a Friday, I will typically go to a coffee shop with a friend or by myself. And sometimes I will get a matcha after a particularly hard workout like hot Pilates. The best feeling ever. Like a hot Pilates class or a hot yoga class and a matcha to follow is like genuinely makes me so happy. I cannot describe it. It's all about joy in the mundane, right? Anyways, on the weekends though, I will normally go to a cafe with one of my friends since I don't really drink alcohol. My 1 year of not drinking alcohol actually was 2 weeks ago. Crazy. But yes, I'll typically go to a cafe with a friend and catch up. A couple ones that I really like are Maman. They have several locations in Miami and all over. It's originally from New York City, and they've actually let me do pop-ups at 2 of their locations in Miami and Miami Beach, which is really cool. So I like them. Another one I like here is called Libertino in the Wynwood area, which is like the arts district. As far as matcha goes, I really do love Starbucks, to be honest. There's also a cafe, lately I haven't been as into them, but called Crema, and sometimes I'll go there. Yeah. As far as dinners go, on Friday nights, lately I've been doing dinner with one of my friends. She loves to cook, and I love to eat, and when people make food for me. So we've been doing those, which has been so much fun. So I'll go over to her house, and we will chat and eat and just like have a great time. Tuesdays lately have been Dancing with the Stars. Oh my gosh, this is so all over the place. I'm so sorry. I could not have made this like linear if I tried. Other things I like to eat for dinner are, honestly, I'm a big Trader Joe's girl. I'm hoping to get more into cooking later in life, but currently it's just not a passion of mine. So I love their chicken tikka masala. I love their salmon Caesar salad. I'll like chop up their chicken tenders and put it over a salad and make my own version of the Chick-fil-A chopped salad with the avocado lime ranch. So good. I love any of their pastas. I like the orange chicken. Sometimes if I'm really on my shit, I will grill chicken breast and make rice and then have like fruits and veggies. Yeah. Really into cornbread too lately. And then I will have a dessert. Recently, I made brownies, and I've been having them like a brownie with ice cream while I watch my show in the evening. So good. Love that. Also, recently, I've been drinking a mug of hot apple cider from Trader Joe's while I watch my show or journal before going to bed. So dinner's kind of all over the place, but I definitely do eat dinner. Any fun activities in the evening I like to do? My building does have a hot tub, so sometimes I'll go there. Tonight I did like a self yoga practice by the pool, which was really fun. Then I'll watch whatever my show is, and I'll get all cozy in bed like I am right now, and I'll eat my dessert or drink my tea or hot apple cider while I do it. What shows have I been into recently? I just finished the new season of Nobody Wants This. Love that. I was watching Abbott Elementary for like a while. I was watching that for a minute. What else? I'm watching High Potential, which is on Hulu. Very good. I love anything that Caitlin Olsen does. Then after I watch my show for like an hour, and it's like 12:30ish, I will listen to an audiobook if I'm not fully ready to go to bed. I just finished reading God of the Woods. It was my book club book. It was pretty good. I liked it. I'm definitely a fiction girl, but as far as fiction spans, I'm pretty much open to anything. I also read The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, which is just a cute rom-com. I love, since Miami's not very fall, obviously, I love doing things that make it feel extra fall. So reading fall books and baking a lot more often, like baking fall things and drinking hot apple cider, that sort of thing. Like going more all into fall decor, that sort of thing. And then I will journal. Fun fact about me is I've been journaling since I was 8 years old. I literally have Christmas when I was 8 years old journaled about in an old journal, and they're all in my childhood bedroom back in Ohio. I haven't journaled every day. I don't even know how many journals that would be, but I did journal every single day for my freshman and sophomore year of high school, which is crazy, and I love having that to look back on. And I've journaled here and there over the past couple years, but kind of on my phone, and I just realized I really missed having that outlet, especially because I'm not in therapy right now. So I got a new journal. It's right over here, and if you're watching the video, and I've been journaling every night, which has been amazing. I really love it, and I missed it. So I do that, finish drinking my cider, and then I go to bed, and it's normally around 1 or 2, and then I wake up and I do it all again. The way that the weekends are different for me. Saturday night I do a game night with my friends, which is super cute and fun. There's always a theme, and I bring a snack, and we just socialize, and it's really great. And then Sundays, I've been trying to get myself to grocery shop on Sundays because I normally put it off. And I also will normally do some cleaning on Sundays. And Sundays I'm a little more introverted, kind of just like to be antisocial and have a very relaxing day to myself. Sometimes I don't even leave the apartment unless it's to grocery shop, and I just breathe, because I'm a very social being. I'll hang out with friends, sometimes 2 different people in the same day, which is a lot. But I'll hang out with friends 5-6 times a week. I thankfully have a lot of friends here, which I'm going to miss all of them so much, and I'm very grateful for. But it makes for a very packed social schedule, which also makes me very happy. And on top of all of this, I'm thinking about all the things I forgot. Okay. On top of all of this, I also will babysit 2 to 3 times a week. I have 3 or 4 families here that I babysit for just whenever they need me for a little extra money. So I'll work that in the afternoons or evenings as well. I'm really busy. Wow. On top of this, I have a lot of friends and family that I like to stay in touch with that don't live here in Miami. So I call my mom every single day, right when she gets off work at 5 or sometimes a little later. And we catch up for 30 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour. I always have a lot to say to her, and her to me, but I love it. And I also have one of my friends from college that I recently have been calling her like 4 times a week just with random little things. I'm a talker. And then I have another friend from college. I call him once a month. We have like our set day. And then I have another friend from college. We've been trying to get better and call each other once a month. And then I have my cousin who lives in Australia. So with the time difference, we can really only call on like Friday or Saturday nights. So I normally call her once a week or every other week. If you're listening, shout out to you, Charlotte. And that's always a fun catch up. So I kind of feel bad. I feel like whenever my roommates see me, I'm on the phone. And I'm like, they probably think I'm insane. Like, I'm always on the phone talking to people. But I have a lot of things to say to a lot of people, guys. So, yeah. I think that is, like, my life explained. My current routine. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions or if you liked this, let me know. I will be doing an updated routine once I move back to Ohio, and this will be very different and maybe a little bit more boring, but hey, you never know, because it'll be in my very small hometown. But I'm very excited to be back. Okay, I love you so much. Thanks for listening. Bye. Mwah.